Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. I wanted to show you this clip from the Rising show where, and I just want to highlight how this country is fixated on war and they stand on that business of white supremacy. Um, the Democrats are losing and they don't know what to do. They're bleeding all of their support. Again, I don't support either party and I understand what the big picture is. So you got to be able to see this is like 3D chess. And I'm way, 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 way ahead of everybody else. It's not about R's and D's, wins and losses. It is about ushering us into chaos. And so notice that for whatever reason, they have President Obama um, sounding the alarm about Joe Biden's reelection chances, especially with Trump, like being indicted, going through all this stuff, not even having to debate and still like winning in landslide. So now it's like, oh, we in trouble. We got to do something. And so what does Papa do? Papa goes back and reflects over the Revolutionary War. Now, y'all know during the Revolutionary War, we were slaves. Our ancestors was captives, a different type of captive, but they were captives. And so the fact that the Democratic Party needs the black vote in order to stay in power, and they have this racist president, which I don't understand why people can't understand. Papa is as racist as they come. He ain't nothing but a Strom Thurmond with a D in front of his name or behind his name. This what he is. I don't even understand why black people can't get that. But this dude goes to George Washington House and talk about the Revolutionary War. Like, ain't nothing. But pay attention because they're telegraphing stuff to us, which is why I keep telling our people, you better get ready because these folks are not playing with us. So check this video clip out.
The visit to Valley Forge last week, where Biden released a video tying modern politics to the events of the revolution. Let's watch.
We're in Valley Forge, and I'm standing in a home that George Washington rented at the time. He was here for about 6 months. Think about this. Ordinary men and women decided they weren't going to bow down to kings anymore.
Y'all know we built that house, right?
And so what did they do? They came out and they took on the strongest military in the world. Ordinary people demanding liberty, demanding freedom, demanding to be able to run their own lives.
They demanded all this stuff for white people, not for us. But then you want to come and ask us to support you. So you see how they always screwing with our minds? Like, and we just think this is okay. We just assume they was talking about us. No, we was chattel slaves. It wasn't talking about us. Nothing that they do is for African American black people. And I don't know how many times they have to show us this. They keep going back to what they are. They keep going back to who they are. They're nothing but a spinoff of Britain, which is a spinoff of Rome. They're all the same children. They just fighting each other. They're cousins and brothers and sisters and daughters and children. That's what they are. So they're not going to ever do anything for us. And if anybody is still putting their hope into this political system, how many times do they have to tell you that all they care about are white interests, white wars? They fight for patriotism. They could consider themselves patriots. We wasn't ever included in any of their dreams about what this country is supposed to be. And whatever they got in their minds for the future, It don't include us neither. And if you don't know that, just look at this new world order that they are conjuring up. It don't include you neither. So I don't understand why people are still just like talking about politics. If they ain't talking about reparations or recompense, I'm sorry and recompense. Not just I'm sorry and giving us back double for our trouble. Don't matter what they talking about, because all they're gonna do is do what they've always done to us: use us and abuse us, use us and abuse us, kill, destroy, oppress, kill, destroy, oppress, lie, 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 smile in your face, stab you in your back.
lives. That's who we are. That's what America is, and we're still that America today. We're still that America today. We bow to no one.
You heard that? They still that America, that racist one, that disobedient one. And you also heard what he said: they don't bow to no one, which means this nation is not planning on bowing to the Messiah when he arrive on the scene. When our king comes to deliver us, they ain't gonna bow either. They're not gonna give us reparations. They're not gonna do anything for us. So why we are sitting around engaged in politics and concerned about what's going to happen, Black people better check out and be concerned about themselves, because these people are already telling you what time it is. They've already gone back to Rome. They're already going back to a different era, because that's all they know. All they know is self-preservation. That's all they've done. That's all they're going to do. They've used us all they could. We are awakening. We have awakened. They cannot rely on us anymore. Not a lot of us. There's a lot of raccoons still amongst us, unfortunately. But they understand what's coming. We're not finna help them do nothing. They can see it and they can hear it. Don't think they're not watching us. So they're going back to what they always do. And this is the official commercial. It's from the White House. This is the government speaking to you. They're telegraphing. We getting ready to go have this war, civil war. If you haven't been paying attention to geopolitics and seeing how it seems like America has abandoned Europe, and Europe is preparing for uh, attack possibly by Russia, and America is doing everything but helping them. America is in Guyana and Africa and Syria and here and there and yonder, Ukraine a little bit, but not much. Um, Israel. It's looking ugly, y'all. They know, but it's all orchestrated at the end of the day. They need chaos so that they can bring order. And they tried to know Obama out, even though they know most Black folks don't even listen to him no more. He does not have the power and sway that he used to. But for whatever reason, and my thoughts are that they are using us. They're gonna use us as the excuse for failure, for this country's collapse. They're gonna say the Black man did it, Obama did it, Black people did it. We didn't help save the country because we didn't vote for Democrats. We did it. So they're already setting us up to be scapegoated. Um, but they're also already setting themselves up to look like patriots and winners, um, and just strong men who fight to the end to save their country like they did before. Why they chose to discuss the Revolutionary War is very interesting to me. I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit on that one and marinate for a little bit. But my thoughts are everybody is gonna be helping to knocked the legs from under Babylon, Mystery Babylon, including the British. Because America is going to turn on everybody. This America, that's what America does. We don't win nothing. We steal, we destroy. Not we, they. They kill, they destroy. Then they move on and do the next thing. So, like, we got this country has a track record of betraying people and not wanting to pay their fair share, not wanting to do what they're supposed to do. And so we as an African American Black people, we're going to be collateral damage in whatever happens. But I personally believe that they're telegraphing a lot of stuff when they're trying to put, this burden on Black people that we need to support Democrats, even though we're not getting anything. No policies, no nothing. They're flooding our cities and places that we live with immigrants. They got all these resources for them, things that they would never do for us. They got people who are literally criminals. Coming across the border illegally is a crime. No matter what they want to call it, it's still a crime. If you commit a crime here as a citizen, depending on what type of crime you commit, you can't get a job, you can't get no place to stay, you can't get public benefits, you can't go to school, you can't hardly do nothing but crime. And then they have people who come here illegally and are, as soon as they cross the border, they're criminals. They send them through the courts, they get their little hearing, and then they get all these benefits that we never get. Why would Black people support that? That's a slap in the face to us. Nobody's supporting this illegal entrant crap, not Black people, because it just destabilizes our community. It takes away from us. Unfortunately, it's been going on for a long time. Now, white people can see how it's getting ready to harm them, but it's too late. They didn't do nothing. And unfortunately for Black people, they didn't understand either what this People of Color Coalition was going to mean for them either. The best lesson I got was living in Florida for 10 years because I got to see how other immigrant groups get to come over here, and whether they're rich criminals or whatever, they get to come here. They get all sorts of resources and supports that we would never get. And their communities stick together. So once somebody makes it, they send for the other family members. We don't do that. We'll go live on the other side of the country and never help our family members. We'll never come back home after we've gotten educated and build up our communities. We go build up the Snow Society and then be looking back like, oh, the community ain't changed. Oh, this is going out of business. Oh, our community is falling apart. Yes, because we send our best and our brightest away. We teach them that our stuff ain't no good. Don't build up our stuff. Build up Snow Kingdom. So here we are now. We don't have nothing. They're not investing anything into us. Not that they really have anyway. They've cheated us, and then they tell everybody else who's coming here, we didn't work hard enough. We don't know how to do stuff. Like, we're defeated at every turn. And so really and truly, it's another sign for us to come out of her. My people need to come out of this system. Come out.
Robbie, who is that for?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be for me, for libertarians, I guess, but we're not going to believe it coming out of the mouths of Joe Biden, the man who famously required millions of people to get the vaccine and all sorts of other COVID measures and all sorts of other. I mean, he's not the candidate of people who value individual liberty, in my view. I mean, frankly, there is no candidate for us, sadly. I was refreshing my memory of what the polls looked like back in 2020 when for Trump versus Biden. And it's true that for almost the entire 2020 race, Biden was ahead of Trump. The final result was frankly a little closer than the polls suggested. Biden led Trump pretty substantially on national polls, and then in the swing states, he maintained a good lead the whole way through.
Well, that's not going to happen this time because the Black people tired. We tired, our backs tired, our legs tired. Our hands got calluses, our brains tired, our voices are hoarse from screaming at everybody, trying to tell them they hurting us. And we tired of everybody else co-opting everything that we got, stealing from us. Every time somebody's killed or we're trying to advocate for ourselves, here comes some other group co-opting and taking what's rightfully ours. So we done. Black people done. If you don't have a reparations check and an apology letter with our name on it specifically, I don't have to have no apology letter with my name on it. I'm fine with a verbal I'm sorry, but I'll take my checks. I'm out. I don't need nothing. But if they don't, I'll just sit and I will wait on God's wrath, because these folks are going to get what they deserve. And for all these Gentiles who think they shouldn't have to pay because of what their ancestors did. This ain't just about what your ancestors did. It's about what's happening right now today. All these games that both political parties play to manipulate African American Black people, to take from them. They even take our words. Look how they took woke. We've been saying woke for years, and they took it and turned it into something else. So now we can't even say it. And I personally believe that they took woke because of the awakening. They don't want you to stay woke. They don't want you to be woke. They want you to stay asleep. They want you to be afraid to be woke. So that's what woke is. And then they couldn't even define what it was because it just means black. Woke is black. Anything that is black, be against it. Fight it. Attach whatever you don't want us to know about, or whatever you want to say about Black people in code. That's what woke means. And so now you don't even hardly hear nothing about woke. They've done the theatrics over the last 3 years, and so now here we are at the cusp of civil war, and all you hear is war, 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 war everywhere. War overseas, war here, war there. They are telegraphing what's coming. We are in a domestic violence situation, and we are still in captivity. And this is the most dangerous time for victims when they're trying to leave. We're waiting on the Exodus. We're waiting on our Father to supernaturally make a way for us out of here, because otherwise the majority of us cannot leave. We're in captivity. We're stuck here because of debt. We're stuck here because of poverty. We're stuck here because so many of our people are just asleep and they haven't awakened yet. But the system is failing. And now you're getting ready to see the hocus pocus magic. I don't know if they're going to get rid of Papa and try to replace him. They're going to try to give him a new running mate and try to revive Black people. I would not be surprised if they stick another Black woman on the ticket, a blackety Black woman from the soil, not one of these first generation, second generation immigrant Black people. A Black person, but a person that's an insider, a person that they can trust to carry out their agenda, a person that is handpicked for whatever reason. So the okie doke is coming for sure. But maybe not. Maybe they're just gonna let this ride out and let everybody be mad. They done tried it out, Obama's old black face again, knowing that people don't like him. Black people don't like him. White people don't like him. And nobody, he has no power amongst us. So people trying to figure like, why is he here? But we know, he was a WEF up and coming leader, whatever they call him, future leader. He was one of those people. So he's a WEF insider. If WEF is a World Economic Forum. So he's a globalist. He's a part of their agenda. He don't like us neither. So anytime you hear him saying anything, you should be looking for the okie doke too, especially y'all Black men. But don't get caught up in any of this political stuff. It is just a ploy, but they are also telegraphing to us what's coming. They're not just talking about war for nothing. The movie Civil War not coming out for nothing. This man standing up in front of George Washington house that he rented and talking about the Revolutionary War, he ain't talking about that for nothing. all these wars going on all over the planet that, this nation has a hand in, they ain't happening for nothing. This stuff is leading us someplace. And so we just need to be aware that there are multiple agendas going on. The enemy got so many devices, it is really difficult to keep up with them. But what we have to understand is we can't get caught up in any of these ploys. You got to stay focused, stay on the narrow path, look to your left. Oh no, right. Right's good, left is bad. Right. We going right. Narrow path. Narrow path. We want to be on a narrow path. We want to come out of the system. We want to change our mindset. We want to try to undress everything, investigate everything, trust nothing, trust no leaders. Because right now there are a lot of people infiltrating everything. And so what you think you can rely on and trust, you can't. You cannot trust the system. It was not built for us. We cannot trust these leaders. They were not put here for us. You can't trust this system. You can't trust anything. The only thing you can trust is the Creator, the Most High, our Creator. He's going to make a way for us. He's going to protect us. He's going to lead us, and we're going to follow His ways, obey His laws, obey His statutes, obey His commandments, and we're going to be well. As long as we do that, we're going to be protected. But anything that these folks talking about right now is to set us up, to protect us. It is a weapon formed against us, and prayerfully they won't prosper. But you got to be aware of all the enemy's devices. And now, we're in danger. I talked about it in the last video in terms of domestic violence. Like, this is a form of mental and emotional abuse. But that's what happens before they actually start hitting you. If you've ever been in an abusive relationship, and I have, so I can tell you from experience, they start tormenting you and scaring you. And so I ain't scared because I done been in it. I've lived through it. I'm on the other side of it. I'm just not afraid. You just ain't going to treat me any kind of way. I might not know what you're doing to me in the beginning, but as soon as I wake up and figure out, wait a minute, this ain't right. I'm in an abusive relationship. I'm getting ready to protect myself. I'm getting ready to wake up. I'm getting ready to figure out how I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to check you till I get out. That's what we got to do. We got to have that mindset. We got to have the mindset of victims who are in a terrible situation, but we're trying to get out of it. And trying to get out of it is in part acting like ain't nothing happening. Trying not to make our captors angry so that they'll do something to us. And planning our exit strategy. And exit strategy is having them go bags ready. Praying to our Creator so that He gives us covering. He has grace and mercy upon us so that we can make it out of here, and so that He'll be our light. He'll guide us wherever we need to go, however we need to get there, so that we can get out of here. But these folks, they ain't playing with us, and I'm very sad that so many people cannot see what's coming. And because it takes so long for some of the things that, people like me can see, they just kind of figure like, oh, ain't nothing going to happen. It ain't happened yet. When all this stuff happens, it's going to hit at one time. Some of this stuff we'll get a little bit at a time. But, you'll get a little thing here for confirmation. But this chaos that they're planning, everything is going to hit at one time. When the one big thing happens, all the other chips are going to fall. All the dominoes going to fall. And then you'll see, wow, I wish I had done A, B, C, D. I wish I had a listing. I wish I had a plan. I wish I could have. Because you're not going to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do now. You're not going to be able to move the way you want to. You're not going to have access to stuff. You're not going to have access to communications. Everything is going to change. And by the time, I think March is when they're supposed to sign that WHO treaty. Like, you're not going to even be a sovereign nation. Like, we won't have any individual rights. Not like we have much now, but for sure, we won't have any individual rights. The Constitution will officially be suspended. So y'all better be paying attention to what these folks are talking about. When all this stuff happens, when all this stuff comes out, when people realize that they've sat down too long, been too quiet, allowed these people to do whatever, and trusted these demons to lead us and protect us, and they didn't do that, they're going to be angry, not us, because we've been mistreated forever. So we already, know what time it is. But these other folks, these snow people, they're going to be angry, and they're going to lash out at who? Us. We're the easiest targets, low-hanging fruit, unprotected, uncared for, don't have no weapons to protect ourselves. It's just going to be real ugly. So I don't care how many alarm bells they raise. I'm raising the alarm bells for our people. Get ready. You need to get ready. You need to prepare. That's all I got. All right, this is Marley K. Love y'all, and I'm out.